recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's another episode of A Work in Progress 80 Boy Pod. We're going to talk a little bit about WrestleMania 39 today, and I've got my co-host Glenn Abbott here with me. Glenn, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's nice not to be recording after SmackDown. It probably will hit me. We're getting SmackDown comes to it. I'm gonna have to go to bed.
I know.
Very strange.
I was going to say it's very strange, Glenn. After SmackDown's over, you're just going to have to go to sleep. Like a normal person.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Well, most normal people this side of the ocean don't even sit up to watch SmackDown. They watch it the next day.
yeah, like a normal person would. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything that's on it through 2 or 2 in the morning. What time does it start there? 2 in the morning?
One starts at
It's not so bad then, I guess.
yeah, and then goes through to 3. And then we
Well-
normally record for an hour.
Then we record for an hour, keeps Glenn up until 4 a.m. But not today because the mayor's got family in town since it is Easter weekend. So me and Glenn decided we are going to do a little bit of a WrestleMania review here. But I'm going to tell you right here, right now, if you have come here to listen to someone completely bash and bitch and moan and cry like a fucking child over wrestling, you've come to the wrong show, and just turn this off right now because we're not going to do it. We're going to be critical where things needed to be criticized, and we're going to be happy about things that need to be happy about, and we're not going to cry like fucking children, are we, Glenn?
Certainly not. We're not going to forget that. What was it? 2 nights of roughly 4 hours. In 7 hours and 36 minutes of it, it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody was saying it's probably up there as one of the best WrestleManias ever. And then 5 minutes, it's the worst WrestleMania ever.
yeah, after the finish of one match, somehow it
Yeah.
went from being the best to the worst ever. There was also some other news within WWE that we found out on Monday morning, I think, is that they have been sold officially to Endeavor, I think is what it's called, which I found to be hilarious because they always feature Endeavor people, and now Endeavor owns them, which I thought was really funny.
Now WWE itself has been future endeavored.
They literally have. For you, those of you that don't know, that is the parent company that owns the UFC as well.
Right, from a corporate standpoint, this is a whole corporate thing. Vince obviously came back to broker this deal with Endeavor, as it was pointed out at the time. That
Right.
was Vince's sole purpose. And in the world of big business, when somebody brokers that sort of deal, they get given an honorary title and a substantial wage or payout
Right.
for doing that service. That is exactly what Vince McMahon has been given. He's not going to start running WWE again. He's not going to be running UFC. He's not going to be running Endeavor. What's his name? The guy that runs
Dana
UFC.
White.
Dana
Dana
White.
White.
And it's going to be his sort of role with UFC will be Triple H's role in WWE.
Yeah.
As Triple H said on the Raw on the Monday, we're not going anywhere. Nothing is changing. So all these people that suddenly want to start getting their pitchforks out, lighting their torches up and marching up to the castle because the big bad monster's back. No, he's not.
And also, it's like, here's the thing that I try to do. Like, I don't know what goes on in the backstage area. I don't know what they're doing, and I try my hardest not to figure it out. Because I am a wrestling fan. That's what I am. I like wrestling. I like to watch wrestling. I enjoy it. I'm not a follower of backstage bullshit. That's not what I watch wrestling for. And in my humble opinion, if that's why you watch wrestling, I don't even know why you do it. Do you look up online and find out the finish to the next fucking new Star Wars movie before you go see it? No, because that would be fucking insane. But for some reason, you goddamn people just have the need or want to be a fucking insider, and you're not an insider. You're just a goddamn fan. And it's been bad. for a long time, but like the last couple days, it's been absolutely just insufferable. And I've literally just started. If you say anything negative, I've just muted you because I cannot do it anymore. A friend of ours DM'd me and told me I'm thinking about taking a long break away from Twitter because the trolls of Twitter have now ruined any joy that was involved in it, which is what you're doing.
Yep.
I mean, I just don't get it. I don't understand the mindset of people. Maybe it's they're all younger than I am. Maybe that's why I don't understand it, but I just don't get the want or need to know everything that's going to go on backstage. I just don't understand it, and I never will.
And being a friend of somebody, and I've worked with somebody that was part of the NXT UK product, there were things he would tell me, and there were things that he said, I can't tell you. So these people that say they know everything that's going on are bullshitting.
Right.
All you get to hear is what WWE what they want you to hear. And normally now they release it on their social media before anybody gets their hands on it.
Right. And then you get Triple H, you get Bruce Pritchard, you get Paul Heyman, you get a bunch of people who work there telling you, no, that's not the case.
Right.
He's still in charge. And then all you people are going to run to whatever dirt sheet writer you know who doesn't work there and be like, but nuh-uh. What else do you want? What else do you want?
Well, what they actually want is to hashtag fire a man that's already retired.
Right. Or even if he does run WWE, I doubt he's in the weeds of creative. He's the overlord looking down upon his millions. He's fucking Scrooge McDuck at this point. He's swimming in coins.
He is. He's swimming in them. He's got that big vault and he's swimming away in his coins. He doesn't care about anything now. He's as happy as Larry.
And if one day we find out that me and you are both wrong and Vince is head of creative and he's doing everything backstage that we're saying he's not, I will gladly stay up and say I was fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But until somebody shows me some evidence of otherwise, don't tell me because the Raw after WrestleMania didn't have enough surprises. Go back and watch the last 4 Raws after fucking WrestleMania, and I bet they didn't have any fucking surprises. You people. You build yourself up for things that no one told you were going to get. Like you get yourself so worked up over things no one told you were ever going to get. And then you get so mad when it doesn't come. We always try to be positive on the show, and I'm sorry for ranting and raving, but like, fuck, man. Fuck.
This is why I wanted to bring this up now, because I knew that you were going to rant at some point. So I thought, let's get it out the way nice and early.
Thank you. Let me get my ranting and raving out early. And I try not to rant and rave, but goddamn.
And let's go back to something positive. There was a brilliant addition to the WWE roster this week on WWE TV. And just because it didn't happen on Raw, it was still a surprise, and it still made both of us very happy. And Supernova 11 is back on NXT.
Made us happy, and anyone who's ever watched an episode of NXT UK and saw that man defend the Heritage Cup Championship, which that's the best part about this, that he brought that with him.
And how good is that? It's going to be part of NXT. The Heritage Cup is going to be part of NXT.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you don't know what the Heritage Cup is and you've never seen a Heritage Cup match, I beg of you. I'm sure you can search on YouTube Heritage Cup.
You'll find them. Yeah, you'll find it.
Or you'll find them on on Peacock, on the WWE Network, wherever you got. And I implore you to find one and watch it. It's a 6-round match. There's 3-minute rounds. The first person to win 3 decisions, right? No, 2 decisions, right?
2 out of 3 decisions.
The first person to win 2 out of 3 decisions is declared the winner. And there's just so many ways for this match to finish. There's just unlimited number of finishes. I mean, me and you've probably seen a lot more of them than I have, but I've seen at least 10 to 12 Heritage Cup matches, and I don't think any of them have been the same.
No, not one of them. Not one from the very first to the very last. That was the thing that Jeremy loved about the Heritage Cup so much as well, is the fact that 2 matches were the same. They weren't sort of generic wrestling matches. Everyone had its different nuance and different finish, and different ways things went.
Yeah, and I mean some of the best finishes that I've seen in wrestling in recent years came from some NXT UK Heritage Cup matches. So I mean, if you've never seen one, go check it out. I think it's going to be a treat once the more of the American fans start to see it. Once you start to understand the rules and get it, I think that people are going to fall in love with it. At least I did. It didn't take me very long. I think I was on a piece of business the first time I was on. I had you and Jeremy explain the rules to me, and then once I saw a couple of them, I was fucking hooked. So very happy to see the Supernova back.
And I also like the idea that there's going to be no dumbass booking over it. He's come there and he said, "I'm the champion. I'm going to decide who I fight and when."
He was doing some scouting out there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
So we know we're going to get Nathan Fraser. We're probably going to get Axiom again.
Right. All those
Joe Kofi.
Guys.
Yeah, Joe Kofi again. It'll all be the ones that are good at it already.
Right. I mean, and they've got more NXT UK guys that we haven't really seen on TV in a while. Oral Minsa comes to mind. He could be involved in that. And even some guys in NXT themselves would be really good. Dragon Lee would be fun in a Heritage Cup match. Plenty of talent down there that can wrestle in those sort of matches. Do you want to talk about Stand and Deliver a little bit?
Yes, why not?
Why not? We're here.
Because that was excellent as well.
It was a pretty good show. I didn't really have any super egregious things that I didn't like. I really didn't love the opening NXT Women's Championship ladder match. It just felt very like everything was just setting up another spot. It felt like everything they were doing was just to set up another spot, and so it felt really hokey to me. And so I just didn't love that match. I did enjoy the 8-person mixed tag team matches on the pre-show. Glenn, what did you think about that one?
Oh yeah, that was great.
Glenn's like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I suddenly I forgot about that because I switched it on just as that was starting.
Yeah, because they didn't say it was going to be on the pre-show, and then it just kind of popped up. So I think a lot of people might have missed it.
Yeah, I had Schism winning it, and because they didn't, they kept Chase U going.
I think we all picked.
I love that. I love that thing that is. It shows how much that Shawn Michaels and his team have got their finger on the pulse of social media and what's going on. They knew all the rumbles and everything of his spaceship turning.
yeah.
And if anybody is listening for the first time, it's the fact that Brent always says Duke Hudson's got a face that needs punching.
He does. And it looked like.
Yeah. So what they do, they set it up to make it look like he was turning. And then he turned on Schism, which is excellent. I love that.
It was really good because they really threw me for a swerve. Because at first, he puts that Schism shirt on, which first I was like, they gave me that Schism shirt. I said, how's he even going to put that thing on? It's so tiny. But he managed to get over his giant frame. I don't know how he did, but yeah, he got it on.
It was like he ripped it off very quickly because it was probably ripping at the back by the time he got it on.
Yeah, if you would have laughed or sneezed, that thing was ripping apart. Absolutely. And then then you think he's going to turn, but then he doesn't. He ends up turning back around, and Tyler Bate and Chase University are going to keep on going. And we saw at NXT this week. Next week, Duke Hudson is going to be named the MVP of Chase University. So, wow.
All right. Yes.
Isn't that something?
So we're going to have to wait a bit longer for his heel turn then.
I guess so, even though that face is always going to be heel to Eagle. And we also got in this match was the debut match of one Ava Rain, which, of course, is young Pebbles Johnson, The Rock's daughter. She wasn't in there much, but what did you see from her in the small glimpse that you did get to see?
It's hard to tell from that, especially against Thea Howe, because Thea's so small as well compared to her that you definitely got Samoan heritage.
Yeah, so like I really didn't realize that. Like just seeing her cut promos, like she doesn't look like she's that big, but she's very tall. She's
a unit.
She's got Samoan blood pumping through her veins, and that's why she's And yeah, we got really just a little sample size of her.
So it's going to be interesting to actually see her go on the sort of rampage and start killing people.
Right.
Because where's Schism go from here? There's nowhere for them.
Right.
Especially with the rumor that GYV have asked for their release.
Soon
it looks like
to be recognized as the best tag team on the independent scene in the UK.
Soon to be Progress Wrestling champions, tag team champions.
So, I mean, every match, besides, like I said, what did you think about the ladder match? The ending of it was strange to me. I didn't love the ending.
I disagree with you on that. I love the ending because I think that Dexter Lumis is one of the best Lumas in the business. The way he just suddenly appears out of nowhere, and the way he just appeared under that ladder.
He is number one. I was literally just like, really, Indy fucking Hartwell. I guess I just was mad that Tiffany Stratton didn't win it because I thought for sure that was going to be Tiffany Stratton's belt to win. But she kind of came out there and looked like she was calling out Indy Hartwell after she beat what's her name, Zoe Stark. But it didn't matter because then Cora Jade came out of nowhere and beat Indy Hartwell up on Tuesday night too, which we hadn't seen Cora Jade in a while, so it was good to see her back.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Tuesday's NXT, so
I just spoiled
it. No, it's fine. I've been waiting for them to actually put it on because on BT they show it on Wednesday night, and then you have to wait on Tuesday night live, and then you have to wait till Thursday till they repeat it before they actually put it on a recording.
Oh yeah, that's because it doesn't go put on. I don't think it gets put on the WWE net or the Peacock or WWE network until Thursday either. So I think that's why.
Yeah, so that's probably why. Yeah, so I was going to watch that tonight. So yeah, there's no problem with that because I know all the results. It's not as though you're spoiling anything.
Yeah, see, like I think me and you are both kind of the same way in this. Like, if a wrestling show interests me or a match interests me, if I know the finish to it, I really don't care. Like, I'm gonna go in and watch it anyway, whether I know the finish to it or not. So here's a match that I really did enjoy. It was a triple threat tag team match. It was Gallus versus the Family, which is Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and the Creed brothers. Gallus picked up the win in this one, a hard-hitting match. I would have much rather it had been just the Gallus versus the Creed brothers, but not to say that. Yeah, the Family did do a good job in this match, and I can't really say anything bad about them. They also had a match to kick off NXT this week against Pretty Deadly, which was really good too. So I'm starting to come around more on the Family. I know I trashed them on the preview show. Did you like this match, Glenn?
I love this match. I'm not a great fan of triple threat tag team matches because they're even worse. Because you've always with triple threat fatal four ways, as we always say, you always off somebody going and getting a sandwich and a lunch and having a break in the canteen,
right?
While the other two are fighting. But the triple threat tag team match, you've already got 3 guys standing around doing nothing, or 4 guys standing around doing nothing. So, but all the moving parts, these 3 tag teams were that good. All the moving parts worked the whole time. You didn't notice that there was at one point the Don of NXT was laid out somewhere,
right?
Because Stacks was being beaten the crap out by two Gallus boys at the time. And then the Creeds come in and smash Gallus. And it was all moving the whole time. And they just kept it going. And they told a really good story.
Yeah, it was a good match. And then old Joe Kofi showed up at the end of this and kind of helped his Gallus brethren get the win here.
As you would.
Yeah, I mean, I expected him to come back at some point. He must have been injured or something, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it had to be. So he's back. Gallus is now their full-fledged team, and they're going to continue their reign over the NXT tag team division.
I think with Joe, it's been a long-term injury because if you remember, for a few months towards the end of NXT UK, he was out.
Oh, that's true. Yep, he was. Because I was thinking that he was the one that was facing Noam Dar in those last couple of Heritage Cup matches, but it wasn't. It was Mark. It was Mark. I think about it.
Yeah,
so
and Joe was away. He came back virtually at the last episode of NXT UK. came
Yeah, they
across.
probably just threw him out there just so you could get your
Yeah.
eyes on him because he was with him at first on NXT for a couple weeks, and then they got banned or whatever, and then he kind of went away.
So he went away. So yeah, it's probably a
injury.
long-term injury that needed sorting.
And then we had a fatal 5-way. I mean, if there was one complaint on this show I would have, it's just there was too many multi-person matches, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
Wesley versus Axiom versus Dragon Lee versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough. It's always fun to watch Ilya and JD McDonough beat the shit out of each other.
I was telling Glenn,
I was telling Glenn when we were watching the show after Indy Hartwell won the women's championship match. I said, if the family wins the tag team fucking titles, I'm turning this whole fucking thing off. And I think because I started it late, and Glenn, you said, well, make sure you watch the North American Championship match. And when you said that, I thought for sure that Ilya Dragunov was going to be the new North American champion. So I was a tad bit disappointed when Wesley did retain, but it was a fun match.
It was a fun match. And that's why I said watch it, because it was a good fun match. Again, right people doing it. And if the right people are doing it, you could get away with a multi-person match.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got the unsanctioned match between Gargano and Grayson Waller. I was very surprised that they gave Gargano the win here. I was also a little bit surprised, not upset or, willing to get on Twitter and cry about it, but I thought Grayson might show up on Monday Night Raw. He didn't, which I was fine with, but I thought he might. I don't know. What did you think about this match? It was fine. It was your normal unsanctioned match.
I think, it was, as you say, it was fine. It was the end of a feud. Johnny's on Raw, isn't he?
I believe so, yes. So maybe
I'm wondering if they're gonna if Grayson will turn up tonight on SmackDown. So that feud's over. Not even interacting now.
Right. That would probably be the best way to go. Yeah, that would probably be the best way to do it. Just because they've already had so many. They already did this whole thing together. We don't need to see them do it anymore.
Especially when you got Austin Theory on Raw as well. You don't need two arseholes.
Especially ones with faces like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next match was the tag team women's tag team championship match. Easy for me to say. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are our new NXT women's tag team champions. The love triangle is falling apart, Glenn.
NXT UK.
Very, Isla Dawn was very cheeky in this one.
She was. She seems to be getting cheeky about the week.
And no complaints. If that doesn't bring Jeremy back to Twitter, I don't know what.
Well, no, he's got his own cheekiness going on now. He doesn't need Isla Dawn anymore.
Now, huh?
Anyway, that's enough of him. No, it was fine. I was marking out for the Witchy Girls, as I would, because they're British.
Right. Well, they're Scottish, but still the same thing.
They're still British.
Yeah.
It's England, Wales, and Scotland, all part of Britain.
Oh, okay. See, I always say this: come for AWI Pod for Wrestling, stay for the geography. Yeah, I mean, this match wasn't anything to write home about. The right team won. I'm looking forward to Briggs and Jensen get out of this whole stupid thing and then being kick-ass tag team again. So, but like I said, you didn't watch NXT, but they're still continuing with this shit. So,
the makings of a really good tag division there. Why are they messing around with a good tag team like Briggs and Jensen and doing that?
Yeah, you should have put Malik Blade and whatever his tag team partner with this shit or something.
Yeah, you've got Gallus as the champions. You've got Pretty Deadly. There's enough teams there that have got real reasons to be egregious with Briggs and Jensen because they came over here and stole the NXT UK tag titles.
Well, I guess we'll see where the love triangle goes. And then the main event, Carmelo Hayes, just as we thought, unseeds Braun Breaker and becomes the NXT champion. This was a really good match.
Two guys knew exactly what they were doing. We called the right result, with not the right outcome. Again, I don't know. I would not be surprised if we get two surprises tonight.
Braun
and Grayson Waller both tonight.
I mean, maybe then people on the internet won't cry so much.
Yeah. Either that or they'll hold on to one of them till this Monday coming. Because this is a holiday Monday again. I don't know if it is over there. Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah, it is because it's Easter.
It's Easter, yeah. So I didn't know whether you had the bank holiday Monday like we did, or you just had the Good Friday and then Sunday. So
I'm still gonna have to go to work anyway. But yes,
that's what I said about Sunday. It was nice of God to give me a day off.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling Rachel that the other day. Like God said, Sunday is a day of rest, didn't He? God damn it.
Yeah, well, this is the one Sunday of the year that we actually get to close.
Oh, not even Christmas. Oh, just Sunday. Only Sunday. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. So yeah, and then Braun kind of did the whole, passing the torch thing because he handed the belt over to Carmelo and shook his hand. So I can't imagine that Braun stand on Tuesday.
No, they did the right thing. They're basically Carmelo as a sort of a facey tweener. I think what we said in the pre-show is going to be true to what happens. Is that the first couple of defenses he has is going to be Trick that gets up to some dodgy stuff and he's not going to like it and he's going to end up with him against Trick.
It's kind of like a Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai scenario where the student turns on each other or whatever, or the tag team partners turn on each other. I guess. Yeah, that's probably where it's going to go. And now let's talk about WrestleMania Night 1 of the show kicked off, which I'm going to go ahead and say that this was the most disappointing match on the entire WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 for me. It was Austin Theory versus John Cena. I get why they did the finish. I just felt like it was kind of a rushed finish because he hit him with the low blow and then one of his finishing maneuvers, and then he pinned him. I don't know if you've watched any wrestling match for the last 5 years, but you have to hit more than one finisher on a guy like John Cena to beat him. So I don't know. It felt flat to me. The whole thing felt really flat.
I suppose that's because you're such a big John Cena mark.
Yes, that's probably it. Yeah.
So I didn't feel flat about it. I was surprised that it was that quick, but then again, John Cena's done so little wrestling.
True.
Basically, this was just to get him on WrestleMania. They couldn't get The Rock, and they needed a big name for the Hollywood Mania, so they went with Cena.
It makes sense. I mean, I didn't think that John Cena was going to win this match, and I don't think John Cena winning this match would have been the right call. And obviously, now Austin Theory is probably more of a heel than he ever was before because he beat great John Cena by hitting him in the nuts. So I guess it works. It just felt flat for me.
Yeah, because you picked Austin Theory. And I picked Cena. I went 0 for 2 on the predictions. Oh, by the way, congratulations, champ.
Oh, I did win.
You did win.
Oh, well, I am the champion. Thank you. I didn't know.
Yes.
I just found out. Ladies and gentlemen,
you took it off of him.
Thank you. He should have stuck with that Roman Reigns pick is what he should have stuck with. He was right.
Yeah, if he'd stuck with that.
The second match, I think, was the most surprisingly awesome match on the show. Was the men's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. The Street Profits, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. This fucking thing, this whole match was like a shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I say. When these multi-person matches are done, if you've got the right people, they're done really well. Because there was nobody taking a break.
Yeah,
if it was going on in the ring, somebody was beating the crap out of somebody outside the ring.
Right.
And if anybody decided that they were going to stand around a bit, Braun jumped down and ran around and smashed them. So
this match had a couple of really cool high spots, and that was one of them where Braun got out. He does this circle thing where he kind of takes everybody out. And then he goes to do a second lap. And when he goes to hit that second turnbuckle, Angelo Dawkins just took him out, which I thought was freaking awesome. I thought that was so cool. I think that's probably the biggest pop WrestleMania got out of me was when Dawkins took him out. That was freaking awesome. And then Ricochet comes flying out of nowhere, which was really cool too.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect this match to be fucking anything. And I think everybody would probably agree that this match was just amazing. Like I said, shot out of the cannon.
It was. And literally, if you wanted to be safe in that match, the safest place was in the ring.
Right. You were
Because
getting run over
everybody
by
that was
Shawn.
outside the ring either got jumped on, squat, or ended up over a barrier, or
Yeah, there was a lot going on. The Street
one of the Vikings ended up through the French announce table. It was fun.
It was really, really fun. The Street Profits got the win, which is nice for them. I don't think they'd really gotten a big WrestleMania win. Or did they win last year? They won last year.
No.
They were like a 6-man or something, right?
Yes, yeah, I think that. But that was a showcase match, wasn't it? It wasn't. It was
Oh no, okay. It
again.
was a 3-way match for the tag team titles, and
Oh,
they
that's
did
it.
lose.
They
The
did.
Orton Riddle one.
Yeah.
We're just thinking because
That's it.
after the match they shared drinks with Gable
Mhm.
Stevenson, and then they beat up Chad
Yeah.
Gable. Yeah, that's what it was. The next match was fun too. Seth freaking Rollins took
Oh,
on
this-
Logan Paul. He had a big Prime Energy drink mascot with him, who turned out to be his buddy KSI, who's a Brit, I believe, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he is.
nothing. I have nothing to do with these people. I tell you what.
Yes, he is an Englishman.
That was. Oh, yeah. If Shawn Michaels wasn't still around, he would be turning in his grave with that entrance. That was the lamest zip wire on God's earth. It's a. I'll get there eventually. Hang on, I'll get here eventually.
Yeah, that was definitely something. I don't know. It was a good match. I mean, I haven't seen Logan Paul have a bad one.
No. No, and hopefully he's gone now, though.
Yeah, I mean, while he is a good wrestler, I don't need to see him every single week. But I guess we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, they had a lot of high spots. It was a really good match. You got a point where they were going to put Rollins through the table, and the KSI guys trying to take a picture with his phone. Rollins grabs in, pulls him on the table, and then Paul puts him through the table. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was a fun match. I think this was everything you expected it to be.
Yeah, the Sponge Prime bottle did most of the hard work in taking the impact of that bump.
He really did. He really took the majority of the impact. He was in that big thing though, so at least he got a little bit.
That's what I mean. The actual bottle, the sponge bottle itself, not even inside it, actually took most of the heavy lifting, as they say, with that bump.
That's a good point. Shane McMahon needs one of those when he jumps off the Hell in the Cell.
Oh God, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
The next match
like father, like son.
Yeah, like yeah. Did you see that? Did I send you that video of the Undertaker like poking fun at Vince McMahon in the gorilla position after his thing with Pat McAfee? So the Undertaker's back there and he's going, you should have just stopped after you took your shirt off, because it went off a cliff after that.
Yeah.
Vince is like, I lost my shoes. Like, hell, I wish you'd have lost your way to the ring. It was just, and Pritchard's laughing, and then Triple H was laughing. It was great stuff. All right, the 6 women's tag team match was next. It was Trish Stratus, Lita, Becky Lynch taking on Damage Control. I threw up a Hail Mary and took Damage Control in this one, but didn't happen.
No, didn't hurt you though.
No,
it was I've seen a lot of stick given to this match, but it wasn't as bad as people made out.
I was just gonna say, this match it overshot my expectations, because I really didn't think it was going to be much of anything, and they went 14 minutes. So I didn't think it was bad.
No, there was a few times where he sort of had to put Trish into position, right? But you'd expect that.
Yeah, it's her first match in like 3 or 4 years, so you expect her to not be totally.
But Lita, she looks like. She's actually, since she's been with Becky Lynch, she looks like prime Lita. She's obviously doing a lot of training with her and doing the stuff they need.
Right, and she's actually been out there she's had some matches and done some work in the ring recently, more than Trish Stratus has. And I'm not trying to like throw Trish under the bus. She wasn't like bad in this. She certainly looked great. But yeah, no,
When
I thought
doesn't
it was a good match. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
when doesn't she look great?
Yeah, no, can't. I had one
I've-
of my friends who hasn't watched wrestling in years. I seen him and he was like, "Man, I'm Trish Stratus. I saw her on Facebook on a video, and man, she still looks great." I was like, "I know, it's crazy, right?"
No.
We should be sponsored by Coke.
Yeah. Snap.
we we love the good Coca-Cola here on this show. So yeah, no, a fine match. I mean, it wasn't the greatest match I've ever seen, but I also didn't expect it to be.
No.
The next match was a lot of fun. Rey Mysterio took on his son Dominic Mysterio,
Mhm.
giving him the ass whooping we've all been hoping for. And we did talk about how we hoped that Dom came out to lie, cheat, and steal. But I feel like
It was
Ray
way-
coming out to it was way
Did it
better.
be better? It was so much better.
It was great
Right.
because he was the
Right,
lowrider
it was
and
Snoop Dogg.
yeah, and first they're playing nothing but a G thing is at first, and then as soon as that freaking it drops and the Viva la Las, that was just
Yeah.
so great. That was
It
so
was.
awesome.
It was.
So yeah, this match was a lot of fun. Like I said, they did everything you thought that they were going to do. Ray started whooping his ass with the belt. If you haven't seen the video of Michael Cole absolutely losing his shit while Ray is whooping Dominic with the belt, definitely check that out because it's great. This was a really fun match. I think they made the right decision by having Ray win, give him the big win over his terrible son, and we can continue this feud. I'm pretty sure it's going to continue. Glenn, did you love this match as much as I did?
I did. I was fully expecting Michael Cole to channel his inner JR and go on about how he's taking him to the woodshed.
He should have. He really should have.
Yeah,
He absolutely should have.
yeah,
Yeah, but no.
it was good. It was good. Dom's going from strength to strength.
Absolutely.
You know, in ring and in character, he's going from strength to strength. Nothing but kudos for the guy.
And then everything that happened on Monday, it looks like the next premium live event, Backlash is in Puerto Rico, and so I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
we're going to get Bad Bunny and Ray versus Dominic and Damian Priest, which that should
That's
be
right.
fun.
Yeah.
I always love to see. My sister was trashing Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. I said, "Kelly, you stop that right now. You don't bad mouth Bad Bunny in this house. He loves wrestling. Are you kidding me? You can't do that."
Why was
So I'm
she
looking
bad
forward to
mouthing
that.
him?
I don't know.
What's she
She
got
doesn't-
against him?
She doesn't like his face, or she hates bunnies. I'm not sure.
All right.
And the next match, this match was absolutely incredible.
Match of WrestleMania.
I think you might be right. There's only one other match that might have given him a run for its money, but it went 23 minutes. An absolutely amazing match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. This might be my new favorite women's wrestling match ever. Everything about this was great. The selling of it,
Yep.
the storytelling of it, the physicality of it. I mean, it was everything that you expected it to be, but I think that it even over delivered. If I was to give match star ratings, this is getting 5 stars from me all day.
Definitely. And what I love of it was the end. Is that Charlotte didn't have a hissy fit or anything. She just sat there outside the ring, sort of chuckling away to herself that, yeah, I've been beaten by the better woman on the night.
Yep. Yeah, that was really good too. Yep. She didn't try to like make it about her or anything.
No.
She just yep, I just got bested. That's how this is the way it goes. Like, what are you gonna do with that sort of being walking the planet? How am I supposed to win?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we could sit here and talk all day about it, but it was just really, really great. Amazing match.
It was.
And then we got sort of a surprise match. And if you believe what you read on the internet, it was even a surprise to The Miz because Pat McAfee said that The Miz had no idea that he was going to show up and have a match in like a $10,000 suit with Pat McAfee. It was 3 minutes long. George Kittle, who is a tight end for the 49ers, he's a huge wrestling fan, so he got involved in this too. And this was just really fun.
Did you see the snippet with backstage with one of the Mrs. Super fans that was doing the
Oh, I did see that.
the Make a Wish or whatever it was? He goes, "Ah, you got me." Then they took
That
two of
was
them, and I was in a $10,000 suit.
Yeah, that was really, really great. So if you haven't seen that make sure you find that because that was really, really good. So yeah, that was just a little fun, and you needed that sort of letdown before you got to the next match because Rhea and Charlotte was just so up here. You kind of needed that
you
lull
couldn't have.
moment.
That would have just taken everything away from the tag team title match if they'd gone straight from Rhea and Charlotte to that.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been really hard to get the crowd back in the energy that they did have. It was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. I guess, Glenn, we should have known what was going to happen in the main event of night 2 by them giving us everything that we wanted in night 1.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
We should have known at that point, Glenn. We should have known. Should have smelt something was up.
Yeah.
This is one of those matches where we could talk about all day, but this was just fantastic. They had multiple times where I definitely thought it was over. There was multiple times where I thought the Usos were going to retain.
Yeah.
It gave me Undertaker, Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 vibes with the amount of finishes where you thought it was definitely over.
Yeah.
An amazing match. Glenn, what did you think?
Tag team wrestling at its best. Absolutely amazing. Just shadowed by Rhea and Charlotte as match of the weekend. It's sort of 1 and 1A rather than 1 and 2.
Right. I might disagree with you a little bit when we talk about another match that happened on night 2 that I really, really enjoyed. But yeah, I don't think
how much I love tag team wrestling.
Right. I was going to say, I don't think I've seen a better tag team match in WWE in quite some time. Like I said, the last time the Usos faced the New Day. But just the entire story of this, it was a whole nother level. Like they had like a different emotion to it. It was absolutely incredible. When tag team wrestling is done right, it is the best wrestling indeed.
They have really got to start thinking about building a proper tag division again.
They absolutely,
They've got so many good teams and proper tag teams as well. Between NXT and the two main brands, there are so many good proper tag teams that they could do a proper good tag division again.
They definitely could, and you could do storylines. You could do more than one storyline. It just doesn't have to be the tag team titles. It could be other tag teams that have a beef with another tag team, and that's
it. And have it flowing across the 3 brands.
Right.
No, have Pretty Deadly take the piss out the Usos or something, and then have the Usos go down on a Tuesday night to kick the Pretty Deadly's ass or that sort of thing. It's.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing it, so they might as well continue to do it. And
that's right.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Creed brothers up on Raw or SmackDown sooner rather than later too. So,
yeah,
night 1's going to get 2 thumbs up for me. I thought night 1 was an absolutely great night of wrestling. I really enjoyed it. Had lots of fun. Led lots of tequila shots. It was a good time. Finished a whole bottle, as a matter of fact. Anyway. Night 2 kicked off with the Haas fight to end all Haas fights. It was Brock Lesnar taking on Omos. This match went less than 5 minutes, and it felt like to me that it went longer than that, but it did not.
It did. They did a good job. They seemed to got if it was that short, they seemed to get a lot into that short time.
Yeah, they really did. That's why I thought it had to at least went 8-9 minutes because of all the stuff that they did.
Yeah.
I think am I the only one that picked Omos, or did we all pick Omos?
No, I went for Brock.
Okay, so you were the only smart one.
Yeah. That was my one win of the night, the whole weekend, I think. That was separate from you two's.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a fine match. Everything you expected to be. 2 guys, big guys, slapping meat, throwing each other around. It was fun.
Yeah.
This next match was kind of,
and then he finally with Brock getting Omos up and F5 in him. It was that Hogan Andre moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it kind of was. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. People try to. Well, Brock's big. Well, Hogan was pretty fucking big too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This next match was fine. It didn't have any lasting experience in my mind. Ronda Rousey beat Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalia Shotzi, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville with by submission. I think they tapped somebody out. Nothing sticks in my mind from this match. Nothing at all.
The only thing that sticks in my mind from this match is how loud Chelsea Green is.
She can really yell, yeah.
Yeah, that was an open stadium with all those people in there, and all you could hear was her yelling.
People blocked from the stadium were like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
And sorry, Mayor of Canton, I know you were hoping and praying and wishing, but it was not to be for Chelsea.
It was never going to be for the Karens.
Absolutely,
it was never meant to be.
It wasn't going to go to the Karens. It was going to go to the Boers, and they won it.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go back and watch some of these matches, but Glenn, I think this one is going to take match of the weekend for me. It was Gunther defending his Intercontinental Championship match against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. I had my nieces and my sister over here to watch it with us, and my one older niece doesn't ever really come over to watch wrestling with us. I'm pretty sure she only came over for the grilled hamburgers. But even she, a person who never watches wrestling, was like, "Holy cow, these guys are beating the shit out of each other." So even she knew that these guys were whooping each other's asses. And this went on for 16 minutes and 40 seconds of just pure violence. There were some times where one guy went and took a piss, but there wasn't too many times. It was mostly just these guys beating the shit out of each other, and I loved every second of it.
I think I put in the chat just as it ended. I feel sore after that.
Yes. My chest hurt.
Yeah. Just watching it.
Good Lord.
Yeah, definitely up there, and definitely the match of night 2.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, definitely. It was just a masterclass of brutality. Is what that was.
It was.
I was a little surprised Gunther got the win, but I'm not going to post to Gunther winning everything. So
no, that's it. Yeah. They should just have him give up the Intercontinental title at some point to go for the world title.
Yeah, like,
and that's that is the only reason that he gives up the Intercontinental title. Adam Pearce says to him, if you want a world title shot or a universal title shot, you're going to have to give up the IC title.
Yeah, and obviously, we'll talk about the finish to the main event, but with us still having a heel undisputed champion, there's no reason for Gunther to drop that championship, in my humble opinion. So
no.
The next match was another really, really good match. Bianca Belair and Asuka this match went 16 minutes too. I mean, it wasn't as good as Rhea versus Charlotte, but it was really good.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah,
I had no egregious problems with this. I thought maybe Asuka should have maybe got a win here just because she hasn't really got a big win. You can always get the belt back to Bianca later, but I can't complain too much about a finish of a match because I don't do that. So
no, that's it. Yeah, but it was good. Nothing you wouldn't expect from those two.
Yeah, definitely. And then the next thing is we got another thing with Snoop Dogg and The Miz out there in the ring. And The Miz has a surprise opponent, and who could this surprise opponent be?
Here comes the money!
Man, yes. Shane McMahon makes his way down to the ring, and then
I thought he'd broken his leg,
Yeah, you said that. I think it ended up being a knee problem, but yeah, Shane McMahon completely blows out his knee in about 15 seconds of the bell ringing. And hence why Glenn said like father, like son.
Yeah.
But let's give Snoop Dogg some fucking credit here. Snoop got in there and called an audible.
On the fly. And I heard some super twat criticize the way he hit the ropes. You get in there and try and do it.
Yeah, you dumb fuck. You can't do that, and you can't rap. So shut up.
Snoop's obviously been messing around with the lads.
Right.
That he knew to lift his arm and get his shoulder into it,
Even
if he did do it in slow motion. That's how you do it your first day of training. Is that sort of that little bounce off?
And honestly, let's give Snoop Dogg some.
It was absolutely
higher
great.
than me. It's fine.
Yeah, he was absolutely great.
Yeah,
and then the people's elbow.
Oh my god! The best part of this is, the Miz is like, just hit me with an elbow.
Yeah, no. It's Snoop Dogg. He's not just going to hit him with an elbow. It's going to do the people's elbow.
Yeah. Yeah. So big up to Snoop Dogg for knowing when to call an audible on this thing.
Yeah.
The next match was the Hell in a Cell match. I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get Edge coming out to the Brood theme. God damn it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And then we got the.
It should have been. It really should have. They should with the demon coming out. They should have made that a big sinister opening for Edge as well.
I mean, they did it at SummerSlam, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So they should have done it here. And didn't have to do it the whole time. They didn't do it at SummerSlam either. I think they played the Brood music for a little bit, and then they switched it.
Yeah,
which I wish they would have done that here. But so at one point during this match, Edge picks up the ladder and chucks it at Finn Balor, and it caught him flush in the face and the head. I thought it was the face when I was watching it, and you could tell that as soon as he hit him, there was.
I think the rungs. I think the rungs hit his face, but the edge hit his head, and basically it was more like the judgment that there was a brain oozing out from that gap. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah, if you haven't seen the picture of this, you need to find it. It's literally.
You can see his skull.
Yes,
you can see his skull underneath. Oh.
Yeah, and if you're wondering,
and he's going to the ref. I'm fine. No problem. Just go. Carry on.
Sure. Your brain's coming out of your head. You're not fine. But yeah, he was really trying to just get away from the referee. But you can see there was a good puddle of blood really quickly.
Yeah.
And if you want to know why,
Edge has probably gone to him. We're getting out of here. Just lay down. Just lay there. You need the hospital.
I read that
you need staples.
I read that they had to cut it short, but they still did 18 minutes. And if you're wondering why they stopped the match to close the cut, because if you see Finn Balor's head, you'll know exactly why, because that shit was gaped. It was like the fucking Grand Canyon.
Yeah. That's going to take a lot of staples, that will. He won't be Yeah.
Yeah, he won't see Finn for a while.
He won't be wrestling for a while anyway. Well, that's a good thing about with the position he's in at the moment. He doesn't need to wrestle for a while. They can just let Dom and Priest do the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, a fine Hell in a Cell match. Like, not the best Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen. Certainly not the best one Edge has ever had. But it was a fine match.
Yeah.
And so I didn't realize.
And the thing is, we're always criticizing in Hell in a Cell matches. People don't get busted open anymore. Well, he managed that.
And he didn't have to use the cell; it was just a ladder.
Yeah.
Not only did he bust, you've heard busted wide open. That's a whole new definition to busted wide open. Was that?
Certainly was.
Good Lord. I didn't realize this watching it, but the main event went 34 and a half minutes, which is an insane long amount of time.
Yes.
For WWF. And
I did.
Go ahead.
That's why I was saying when it got to sort of 4:15, and I'm thinking, I'm going to be in bed by 4:30 unless something really drastic happens.
Yeah. Well, something drastic happened, and it was
drastic happened. Yeah.
I mean, and I think to look at it, because Glenn, did you feel like you watched the 34-minute match? Because I didn't.
No way.
So I think that's a testament to how good the match was. If 34 minutes went by like that, I know a lot of people probably don't like to hear that, but until his hand dropped 4-3 for Roman winning, you can't tell me you weren't into the match. You cannot tell me you weren't into it.
Now, my one thing about this match, and I've made it very, very clear, is I don't like Roman being shown as such a weak champion.
Mm-hmm.
If they could have gone a move earlier and Roman with the guillotine just put Cody to sleep
Mm-hmm.
and not needed all the shenanigans at the end again. That's like 4 pay-per-views now. As a champion, he's needed assistance.
Probably more than
That's
that.
too much. I think out of 19 matches, there's 16 of them where there's been interference.
Yeah.
In his time as champion, and that's far too many. It doesn't make a strong champion.
It doesn't. I guess the thing is, I thought that there was just one interference too many. Like, I don't have a problem with there being a little interference, but I thought the last little interference from Solo Sikoa was a little bit too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's where you really start to lose people. And I know people were really. I thought I didn't think there was any way that Roman was going to win unless, like the mayor said, The Rock comes back.
See, if the Usos had done what they did and managed to rough Cody up enough for Roman to get him in the guillotine and send him to sleep, then that's fine. It didn't need for him all that struggling to get out of the guillotine for Solo then just to kick him in the head.
Yeah. It felt, the finish felt flat. It felt flat after that. If he would have just choked him out, you could have looked at it, well, he never actually gave up. He choked him out. Yeah, so I felt the Solo Sikoa, and that's a fine criticism. If that's your criticism of this, that's a fine criticism. I just can't see, looking at two pretty good, one really good night of wrestling and one really good night and one really good night of wrestling, and just being so mad about it because of the finish of the main event. And like I said, the match wasn't a letdown. I thought the match was really good. Just the last minute of it was the problem.
That was it. It was just that last little bit of booking just left everything a little bit flat. And all it needed was to just finish it a minute earlier or 2 minutes earlier, where Cody went to sleep, everybody's shock horror. He's made him pass out.
Yeah.
Roman looked strong. Cody doesn't look weak. And they get the result they needed.
Right. The result that they were looking for. Yeah. I still don't think it stops the crybabies of the internet, though. I still don't think it does.
No. I think it's the. I think that was called on the night. I don't think that was. I honestly think that the idea was to have Cody as champion, but then Endeavor, put the money on the table and basically said, we only want one person as champion, the person that everybody that has done Saturday Night Live as a WWE champion and that sort of thing. The general public are getting to know as a WWE champion.
Right. And that could very well have been the case. I'm not 100% sure. But I also don't think that Vince McMahon swooped in at the last second with his Money in the Bank briefcase and said, nope, we're changing the finish of that match, pal. I don't think that happened either.
It was
unfollow me if you want to, but I don't believe that that's the case.
No, I don't. I just think that it was a corporate decision. I don't think it was even Vince McMahon. It's a decision that was made at corporate level between Endeavor and WWE, possibly on the Saturday, so everybody knew what was going to happen at the last. It wasn't the sort of the last minute call.
And I also, this is another take that I've been seeing, and I strongly disagree with this, is that they didn't kill Cody off. I don't think people are going to give up on Cody because he lost a match where 4 guys interfered. I don't think people are going, if anything, I think people get more behind him. He certainly was cheered when he came out on Monday. He was certainly still here after his ass whooped by Brock Lesnar. I think they still care about him.
Yeah, that's right. He got a big pop when he came out Monday, and now he's going to be. There he's got Brock Lesnar on his ass. So,
Right. And what happened
for whatever reason.
when he beats Brock? Is that going to be better for him or worse for him? I think he'll be better off.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because when he takes Brock out, he can say, "Right, that's the beast out the way. I'm after you again now, Roman.
Exactly.
We've got unfinished business." When's Hell in the Cell? Is there a Hell in the Cell paper premium
There's
live
got to be. Well,
this year?
I don't know if they're gonna do one because I know Triple H wanted to do away with stuff like that. But I guess if Triple H
Yeah.
isn't running the show anymore, Glenn, and I guess every pay per view is now going to be a gimmick match. They're going to have a Fatal 4-Way pay per view. They're going to have
Yeah.
a Triple Threat pay per view. They're going to have just a pay per view called Ladder, where it's just ladder matches. Let's see if they have one. It says that they replaced it with King of the Ring.
Oh, right.
Because they did Hell in a Cell like right after WrestleMania last year. So yeah, they don't have a Hell in a Cell scheduled.
Right. It can. There's plenty of times he can take care of Brock before SummerSlam,
right?
And then say I want Roman in a cell at SummerSlam for the title.
And I assume that the Brock Cody match is going to be at the show in Puerto Rico because I assume that they want to get Brock on that show since they're going to Puerto Rico.
That's right.
So I don't think we're going to be waiting along. And I don't know, maybe Brock wins and then they're going to have another match, which whatever. I hope Brock doesn't win just because there'll be even more crybabying for crying out loud.
No, I can't see Brock's not going to be Brock's never around for that long.
Yeah, and I think if you have Cody beats a heel Brock Lesnar and he's going to get 100% babyface reaction for 6 more months, so or forever. Yeah. So moral of the story here,
and then you're building up to SummerSlam,
right?
Where it gets Roman in a cell.
There you go, and
it's up the interference.
Yeah, well, let's hope anyway. They'll figure it. They seem to always.
Well, no, it's a way of getting the title off of Roman and getting it off of him cleanly.
Yeah. It's got to be something like that. It's got to be some sort of Hell in a Cell or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from me and Glenn, I'm going to give WrestleMania 2 thumbs up. I can't be mad at the whole entire 2 nights of wrestling because of the finish of one match. So I loved WrestleMania. I think it's easily one of the top 10 best WrestleManias of all time.
Yep. I agree. 2 thumbs up completely.
Absolutely. So I think everyone just take a chill pill and we'll see where this thing goes. And if in 6 months Cody Rhodes is no longer cheered, I will say that all of you trolls on the internet are right. But I don't think that's going to happen. So
I don't either.
Don't think that's going to happen. Glenn, we know some cool people. You got anything you need to plug for some of these cool people?
Yes. DC Matthews and Doc Manson, DDT Wrestling. Comes out every Friday. Touchwood. Yep, it's out today. And a bit of wrestling and a lot of nonsense. A great listen. UTT, I'm booking the territory and I'm booking the sanctuary. Gives the guys a listen.
They also do another show on their podcast feed. I don't know if it's Rob and Dan that do it, but it's like they rewatch Wrestling Society X, which was a show on MTV. I think they only did like 12 episodes or something, but they rewatch those, which is really funny too. So definitely check that out.
I've not even seen that one yet. If you're a Doctor Who fan, or you just like to dip your toe in the water of science fiction and Doctor Who, give the Doctor Who podcast with Dan and Simon. They do a great job of reviewing Doctor Who's the old Doctors and the new Doctors. They've just finished series 3. They'll be doing series 4 later on, and I've got an invite to be on series 5. So
Oh,
I said I'm
boy.
going to be the first. I'm probably going to be the first person that's been guesting on their podcast. That William Hartnell was his first Doctor.
I don't know what
Back
that
in the
means,
black-
but
he was the very first one back in the black and white days.
oh, okay. I've never seen an episode of Doctor Who in my life, so and don't forget about A&E the Bang Bag podcast, which is going to be back in
Oh,
3
cool.
more
Yeah,
fucking days, apparently,
yes,
according to his Twitter account.
yeah, it's coming back this week. And where is it? There it is. Sportswire Radio.
Yeah, that's right. Check out Sportswire Radio. Give our buddy Thomas Bryce a follow at Thomas Bryce 2017. And as always, give our buddy the Mayor of Canton a follow. Make sure you check out Meal with the Mayor. I believe that's every Thursday, right?
Yep.
Every Thursday he eats something else.
Is
So
it
make
Wednesday?
sure
That's Wednesday.
it's Wednesday. Okay, whatever day it is.
Yeah, but he's always on his Twitter
Thursday.
feed. And he gets some really good reviews. It makes me hungry, and then I find out that we haven't got half the places in this country.
I was going to say it makes you hungry, and then it's too bad because you don't have that. Just like he went to the Ms. Dad's place. I can't get that shit either, Glenn. So it made me really hungry. But yeah, make sure you give the Mayor of Canton a follow. He is hilarious anyway. But that's it. That's going to do it for us. Everybody have a great week and take a fucking chill pill.
Yes. Yes. Find you happy.
Yes, as our buddy DC Matthews says, find you happy. If you don't like WWE, watch AEW. If you don't like AEW, watch Impact. If you don't like Impact, watch Ring of Honor. If you don't like Ring of Honor, watch New Japan. If you don't like that, then maybe you shouldn't watch wrestling.
Give up watching wrestling.
All right, that's it. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.